This one is going to be a little bit tricky. And we're going to start it off the same way we always start off. We're going to plug in 5. And when we do that, we get 1 over root 5 plus 1 over root 5 over 0. Well, that's a number that's not 0. 1 over root 5 plus 1 over root 5 is not 0. Divided by 0, that means on my graph, hey, there's a vertical asymptote. Okay, so there's a vertical asymptote going on here. So our options are either infinity, negative infinity, or does not exist. All we need to do is figure out which way both sides of the asymptote are going. So let's go ahead and make a little number line. Here's 5. Okay, we're interested in what's going on with this function as x gets super close to 5. Well, since the numerator of my function was 1 over root 5 plus 1 over root 5, well, that's a positive number. So when x is close to 5, the numerator should be close to this number, so the numerator should be positive. The denominator, so we're plugging in numbers super close to 5, so the numerator is positive. And if I plug in numbers on this side of 5, getting super close to 5, I'm going to have a number a little bit smaller than 5 subtracted by 5. So that's going to give me a negative number, but then I'm squaring it. Well, that's going to be positive again. So I have positive over positive. That means on this side, my graph is positive, which means my asymptote on this side has to be going up to positive infinity. On the right-hand side, plugging in numbers over here, super close to 5, but a little bigger than 5. My numerator is going to be close to this number. Okay, it's going to be a little bit bigger than this number, but that's okay. It's still positive. That's all we care about. If I plug in a number a little bigger than 5, 5.01, 5.001, okay, that's going to be a little bigger than 5 minus 5. Well, that's bigger than 0. And we're squaring that, so that's positive. So it's positive or positive. Well, that means this side is positive as well, and that means it must be going up to positive infinity. So whatever else this graph looks like, at 5 there's a vertical asymptote, and both sides are going up to positive infinity. So the answer to this limit is infinity. The closer you get to 5, the closer this graph gets to infinity, which is a weird concept because you can't really get closer to infinity. It just means the closer you get to 5, the larger the output of this function is going to be. It's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And there's no bound on it, which means it just goes up and up and up forever to infinity.